Dexter the Whippet, the world's best breed of dogs. Peter's hobbies and interests are origami, martial arts, food, inline hockey, futsal, gymnastics, knives, craft beer, blah 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 blah. Bouldering, I think that's free climbing. I think Peter's burning desire is to get away from the house more than 5 kilometres on a weekend. And no one here knows about Peter is that he did cliff diving in Thailand. And his key to success is always to thrive for more as long as you can appreciate what you have today. Peter, you have 10 minutes to present. After 9 minutes, I will let you know that you have 1 minute to wrap your presentation up. Members and guests, please welcome Peter Laskowski.
Thanks, guys. I'm just introducing you to Dexter. This is Dexter the Whippet. He is a cutie, and now he's shy for the camera. Hey! Now he's biting me. I'll put him down. Alrighty. So we can go to the first slide, Manny. Hold it. Yep. And the next one. So I just thought I'd talk a bit about me. I'm obviously married to Danielle. I think you guys all know that by now. And we like to travel. So we like to travel to all different countries around the world. We've gone to weddings all over the world. Another thing we're passionate about is wine as well, and family. Next slide, please, Manny. This is a few wedding photos that you guys probably haven't seen. I can't remember if I'd shown you guys wedding photos or not, so I thought I'd show you some. As you can see, we're looking pretty classy in that top left-hand corner one, me and my groomsmen. I'm just going to put a timer on for myself, guys. I've also got a video at the end if we have time for it too. On the top right, that's our wedding photo of all the bridal party. And then that's me and my parents down there, the bottom right-hand corner. Next slide, please, Manny. So who we are and my background. So we're a locally run print shop in Heathmont, which then got rezoned to Ringwood East, which was handy because Minuteman Press Heathmont, that's actually technically in Ringwood East now, thanks to the Maroondah Council. Thanks for that. We offer free delivery to all local areas, same-day turnaround on certain projects. We give free advice and competitive pricing. I have over 20 years experience in the design and print industry, and as far as qualifications are concerned, I have a bachelor's degree in Viscom, which is actually graphic design from RMIT. Next slide, thanks, Manny. So these are the machines that we use. Often people ask, what do you run our jobs on and things like that. So we have 2 high production digital machines. So the Ricoh 7100 on the top left there, and then the 901. The 901 is our workhorse. So we can print about 10 to 15,000 sheets a day on that one if we need to. So a lot of our book runs and things like that, so when people do publishing and things or large manuals, we'll do on that machine. Whereas all our business cards and graphics and artwork get done on the 7100. And then we've got a couple of really modern machines. We've got the Heidelberg Platinum, which does all our hot foil stamping and things like that, which was made in 1969. And then also a Chandler Price, which is our oldest machine, obviously, which was actually made in 1889. And that does all our letter pressing and things like that for our beautiful wedding invites and business cards. That machine actually is pedal powered, so there's no electricity running to that machine at all. It's literally, you got to pump your foot to make it go, which is kind of cool. And next slide, thanks, Manny. So what do we do? So we do a lot of things. The amount of people that come in and ask us for random jobs on a weekly basis, you'd be surprised the amount of things that people ask us to do. So we generally do office stationery, so business cards, letterheads with compliment slips, envelopes, labels and stickers and things like that. And we also do product supplies at the moment, so we're doing a lot of that. So product labels and barcodes, roll labels, printed packaging, warranty booklets, installation booklets for manufacturers, production cards and things like that. And let's go to the next slide, Manny. So why choose us? This is kind of the thing I wanted to talk about today. I think a lot of people's presentations lately have been just a nice little background on on their business. So competitive prices, we've always been competitive on our prices for the last 10 years. It's nothing wrong with making $1 off people's jobs, but I don't like crippling people's businesses for the sake of them getting a print job at the end of it. Honest advice, we feel like we go the extra mile, and that usually starts in the beginning of our jobs. We ask our clients what they're trying to achieve with the print medium that they're trying to go with. A lot of printers won't ask this question. I've actually been yelled at because I asked this question, just by asking them, what did you want to use this print medium for? Because often what you're trying to achieve with what you're trying to print isn't necessarily the best option, and that's something that we think about for you guys. So I've had people who have, wanted to do a letterbox drop for a company that's trying to start a tech business, and I'm like, is that really a good idea? Do you really want to do a letterbox drop for that kind of business? So we ask these kinds of questions and give our honest feedback for what might be a better option. The other thing as well is that we often get companies, larger companies that we deal with, come to us with brand new files, print files. They've gone to a very high-end graphic design company and had a rebrand done, and they're like, oh, Peter, we want to get all our signage and printing all done, and we'd handle this, throw the signage to Kim, and we'd handle all the printing. But they often get these designs done by these fancy graphic design places, and often their print costs can go up because the designer hasn't really thought about how their logo is being printed. We have a classic example for a power company that rebranded from being, I can't remember what they're called, BG Energy or something like that, and they rebranded to Flow Power. And the design that had been done by the graphic design company, it must have cost them about $10,000 for the rebrand or something like that. And their printing costs went from being a standard CMYK 4-colour print to now 4-colour print plus a swap colour, because it had to be a particular kind of orange. And that just basically, added 50% onto their print costs for everything they wanted to get done. And they were a bit upset about that whole situation. All it would have taken is one phone call to us, and we could have given them a little bit of advice before they said, yes, that's the final design they went with. So that's the kind of honest advice that we go on. We always check files, and that just means making sure that there's no printing issues. If there is going to be a printing issue that we think might not end up with a positive outcome for our clients, we'll let them know before we go to print, such as printing things on with solid grey backgrounds. Solid grey backgrounds look great on your website and they look great on screen. They look terrible when you print them out on a printer, even if you're printing offset. So we recommend not doing that. And also making sure that your files have bleed and trim, and that nothing important is going to get cut off when we're folding the job or when we're trimming the job. Color correction is something we also offer, so it's kind of management as well. We have about 31 different color profiles in our machine, and that basically means that for example, Manny, 1300 Intech, he has a particular kind of orange, and we spent the first and second time that we printed his job, we might have run it about 30 or 40 times just to make sure we got the color right, and then we save that program in our printer, and then that means that every time that Manny wants to get his job done, we can select the Intech color profile from our machine and run that color so it comes out spot on. Project management is also something we handle that a lot of printing companies don't. We often get businesses coming in, there might be a new startup or something like that, or there might be an old client that's wanting to take on a new endeavor. And we have a lot of different companies that we deal with that we can help manage and facilitate a whole project. So that's something that we handle for our clients, which you guys might not know. We often do free local delivery. You don't have to always come and pick it up. We do often do free delivery, so anywhere up to about Box Hill, out to Lilydale, just past Knox, and sometimes we go to Doncaster. So it depends on our deliveries during the week, but if we're going in that general direction, I do bouldering in the city when we're not in lockdown, and we have clients in the city, and I do free delivery to the city because it's literally on the way to on the way to my bouldering twice a week. So don't always worry about having to come pick it up. Just give us a call. If your house is near our place, we'll come drop it off for you. Free on-site and off-site training. This is something that people probably don't know about it, but I've done it with a few people in the group as well, is that If you want to upskill anybody in your business, like the person who handles your print files and things like that, we can do free training. We can come to your location, we can do it through a Zoom call, or you can come to our location and learn how to use programs to get a better product out of your printing. So if you're finding that whoever handles your design work within your company is struggling a little bit, they might be using PowerPoint or Publisher or something like that, we can upskill them onto Canva or InDesign or Illustrator. And I'd rather do free training for you guys. That way it makes our job easier and you end up with a better product at the end of it. So don't settle.
Peter.
That's all right. Don't settle for anything less. And these are just the reasons why we feel that we're competitive in the market, and why we're probably a little bit better than Officeworks. We might not be as cheap as Vistaprint, but you definitely get a better quality service. Next slide, thanks. These are a few things I'd like to finish on, because there's nothing worse than using Microsoft Word and you press tab and everything on that page flows down 3 times, and really that Office guy is never really helpful at all. All right, if you have any questions or anything, guys, don't hesitate to email me. Any new projects coming up, please contact me. And that's it for me.
Awesome job, Peter. Fantastic.